Welcome. My name is Hadiza and this is DeezaInspires. This morning I grabbed a book. I was scanning the pages to get to the end of the book and read the last pages and understand what the book is about. Maybe drop it when I'm done. Then I paused asking myself, why I always tend to do this. I pick a book, I scan a little to the end, and in my mind, I feel like I have read most part of the book. I see a YouTube video on audio that is informative. I scan a little, fast forward to the end, I get an idea of what it's about, and then I move ahead. Does that sound familiar? If you're guilty of this, then you need to watch this video to the end. You know what? We cannot understand anything until we dig deep to the end. Every page in a book or our life is so important that it makes the big surprise at the end or the future clear. Thanks for clicking in on this video. On this channel, I cover faith and inspiration. I believe our lives are governed by times and seasons, and we can glow in all seasons of our lives. Today, I'm diving into something I would say quite interesting. Subscribe, share, click the notification bell so you are informed when I release any new video. I decided to go in this direction because I realized that many times in our lives we give up too soon. We draw our conclusions before the end, or we dive shallow into many of our life's goals, aspirations, and even God's detailed plans for our lives. Yes, it's a fast world, I agree, and everything is done in a hurry, but we must be thorough and detailed. We will never understand an author's picture or appreciate the author's gifts with that mindset. Now, this also applies with God, who is the author of our lives. The story of our own life is something God is interested and intentional about. We are prone to draw conclusions, I would say, most times from too little information. Many times, God is carving our lives, yes, and designing narratives that make sense only in the light of His Word. If we can follow through with His process, then we will look at the result and say, oh my God, look what God has done. The Bible story that comes to my mind when I think about this, this whole process thing is Ruth. The story of Ruth is so inspiring, how God can help one in his journey or her journey. Ruth and Orpah, they were women of Moab, married to two sons of Naomi. And they had settled in Moab because Naomi and her husband were trying to escape the famine in Judea. But now Naomi lost her husband and these two women lost their husbands too. Now their mommy, who is their mother-in-law, asked them to return to their families. Orpah decided to go, but Ruth refused to leave Naomi. Ruth accompanied Naomi to Bethlehem. But you know what happened? She later married Boaz, who was a distant relative of her late father-in-law. What gets me is how in such pain, difficulty, lack, she followed Naomi with such grace and loyalty. The book of Ruth, I think 1:16-17 says, Ruth says, where you go, I will go. Where you lodge, I will lodge. Your people shall be my people. Your God shall be my God. Where you die, I will die. Where you're buried, I will be buried. Such faith and loyalty. She followed through with the process. It was difficult but rewarding because you know what? She got married to a noble man called Boaz. You can take our time to read the book of Ruth in detail just to get an insight of what the story is about. There are many stories in the Bible and even the lives of people of our time today that emphasizes the importance of being thorough, detailed about our lives so we can feel each pages of our story. The world we live in is a fast world. Yes, it compels us to act fast, be in a hurry, do whatever it takes, skip the process, follow the trends, go to the results. The pressures are real. We cannot ignore them. But asking God to help us let His process take charge and effect in our lives, irrespective of what is happening around us, is so critical. It's important we're able to shut our world such that the next time you pick a book or you're listening to something of value, you don't skip, but get every information from each pages, each minute, each second. It is difficult, I agree. The pressure to follow the trend. But we must decide today to be intentional about letting God lead and letting God's process take effect in our lives. If you believe this has blessed you or impacted you, kindly share this. Subscribe, comment, like, so that YouTube can show these videos to more people. If you have any other ideas you want to add to this whole topic, you can drop your comments at the comment section. Thank you so much for listening. Remember, challenges will always pass, but you will remain. So keep glowing in all seasons of life. Thank you.